Hi, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot. Welcome to another, I think it's 10 Talk Tuesday. um, let's have a look at something interesting. I read somewhere that this week has been. I'll put the date up here somewhere. This week it was International Dentist Day, which I didn't know there was such a thing. But apparently, every day of the year it's international something. And someday this week was International Dentist Day. And I just immediately, when I hear the word dentist, I sort of like get cold shivers because I'm very scared of the dentist. I'm not scared of many things. There are very few things that I'm afraid of, but the dentist is one of them. In fact, I read something very interesting about dentists. The video is not about dentists, by the way, but quickly tell you that dentists have one of the most prevalent and high incidence of suicide. And I don't know if this is true, it's just something that I heard amongst medical professionals is within the dentist community because they are so they are so disliked and so not disliked but so feared. But let me tell you something. If I had to stick my hands in someone's mouth all day for a living, I would also be pretty depressed. So it's International Dentist Week or whatever. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? I'm so scared of dentists. Let's do a little chat about fear. Because we all have something that we fear. And again, I read an interesting article in a journal years and years ago when I was studying something. And the article said that there are only two fears in life: the fear of death and the fear of destitution. And I thought that was quite interesting. And I sort of they make you play a little game where you reduce all your fears down to those two things. And you can actually do that. You can kind of reduce your fears down to kind of those two things. Um, and I just thought, that's something really to think about. Having said I don't fear very much, there are things that I fear. I do fear destitution. It's one of those things where I drive around in the car and I see people who are on the streets and they have no homes, they have nothing, they have literally nothing. And I'm always saying, there, but for the grace of God, go I. Because it is true, things can be taken away from you like that. Everything you have is given to you, and it is actually loaned to you by the universe or by your God or gods or goddess. It's not really yours. Nothing is yours. It's all yours to use in whatever way you see fit. And I've always remembered that. It was told to me by um, my Reiki master. He said, nothing is actually yours. It's all lent to you. So the fear of destitution, yeah, because it can happen, boom. The fear of death, I think it's something we all kind of know about. We either fear death, or I don't really fear dying. I fear how I'm going to die, but that's a whole other video. Um, so what other fears do you have? Or do you have these deep-rooted fears? Because I mean, we all have deep-rooted, dark fears, but that's not really what I want to. I don't really want to talk about those because my last video on Sunday was quite deep and harrowing. So, what weird fears do you have? What unsubstantiated fears do you have? Like, I fear. One of the things I do fear is a praying mantis. Do you know what a praying mantis is? That strange thing. Then when they mate, the female bites the male's head off. Okay. There's that old joke about how do you know if a praying mantis has had sex? He doesn't have a head. Okay. So so I have a fear of praying mantises. I don't like cockroaches. The praying mantises scare me. I will run when I see a praying mantis. Give me a snake, give me a spider, give me anything. But a praying mantis, no. The other thing I have an absolute, it's more a phobia than an actual fear, and that is sharks. I can't. I can't, hey? I can't. I can't even look at a picture of a shark, and I want to actually, that horrible feeling at the base of your back, and it just, oh, actually, when I think about it now, I get like goosebumps. It's revolting. Actually, getting goosebumps. Sharks just freak me out completely. What are your irrational fears? Because let's face it, what is a praying mantis going to do to me? How often am I going to come into contact with sort of great white sharks? Although in South Africa, I don't know. Anyway, what are some of your irrational fears? What does that praying mantis represent that I fear so much? And we can get all involved and all sort of psychological here, but I think just because it's so hideous, and the idea of having one's head bitten off after a bit of a stumpf kind of like freaks me out. But yeah, that's my fears. Comment down below. Tell me one or two of your irrational fears. Don't tell me your fear of blah blah whatever, and then it's like a deep dark sort of childhood trauma. What are some of your irrational fears? Like I have a friend who, or I don't know if it's a fear, but he can't have any of his food on his plate touch. So if he has, let's say he has a plate of food and he has chips over here or French fries and he has some mushrooms and he has some fried tomato. If any of those foods touch each other, he pushes his plate away, can't eat it. Cut. Now I don't know if that's a fear. Come on, man, fuck off. Now, I don't know if that's a fear or if that's just like Asperger's. I'm not sure. You know, um, a lot of people are afraid of the dark. And of course, again, there's that whole thing about it's not, don't be afraid of the dark, be afraid of what's in the dark. You know, I mean, that makes me even more terrified. And then again, you get that where the fear is taken to that other extreme where it becomes a phobia. That I think is a completely different subject. I don't believe a phobia and a fear are the same thing. Phobia is that fear taken to the nth degree, and I think for having a phobia, you need to actually go and see someone professional about that, because that is incredibly debilitating. But I think just a fear of say water. Why are you afraid of water? Did you fall into a swimming pool when you were a little kid? Did it scar you for life? That sort of thing. Why are you scared of cockroaches? What has a cockroach ever done to you? And here you are, well, here I am, like 125 kilograms of solid man, and there's a cockroach. I mean, I could literally just stand on the bloody thing, but the day I found out that cockroaches can fly, that was the day that I actually shit my pants and had to go and get changed, because I was just horrified. I was horrified. Honest to God, up until about 10 years ago, I did not know cockroaches could fly. I know that is the dumbest thing ever, but honest to God, I didn't know they could fly up until about 10 years ago. And I was viciously attacked by a flying cockroach. It was traumatic, but I was scared of them. I hated them before that. So yeah, fear. It's a strange emotion, because it's kind of like if you are really afraid of something, you literally can't move. You're kind of like, oh. Now you would think that if you're really scared of something, the adrenaline would pump and you'd run away, which does happen. But often we are petrified, which literally means we can't move, turn to stone. Okay, just interesting. I don't know what is your fear. What are you scared of? As I said to you, I can watch horror movies until the cows come home. I love horror movies. It's like my thing. Blood and guts, and the more gory the better with me. But show me a shark movie and I literally sit behind my cushion, which I think is why I love shark movies so much, because they really do scare me. I actually do get that little adrenaline rush of fear when I watch shark movies, which kind of doesn't really make sense, does it? I mean, I'm petrified of sharks, terrified of them, and yet I'm happy to watch a shark movie because it makes me so scared for the actors and that. What is like your worst fear, or what is your irrational fear? That's the one I want to hear about. I want to hear one of your irrational fears. Comment down below. Explain to me why you are irrationally afraid of something, okay, or whatever it is. And yeah, let's keep it light. Don't tell me about your childhood trauma. That's not the platform for that. But tell me why you are afraid of chocolate cake. Okay, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Hi, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to go and like and subscribe, and check out some more of my videos in my playlists.